Hey guys. Hey, today we're going to talk about strategic vision and building a long-term blueprint for sustainable business success. So, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I have been having a lot of interactions with entrepreneurs and seeing that they are just winging it. They're like, "Oh, I don't really know. I don't know what I'm going to do." And I have no idea. And, or I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I'm just doing this today, an attitude, right? And so I wanted to really share the reason why you want to have that long term plan. Even if you don't fully know what it is, I want you to map out some of the things that you know that you want, right? If you know you're a coach and you want to have coaching clients, put something down about how many clients that you want to have as your bare minimum in that pie in the sky 10-year plan, right? But the thing is that in 10 years, the idea is that you would have not just coaching clients, but you would have other things too to support you, like digital product and maybe possibly numerous offers or different types of offers, right? Upsells, downsells, bundling, those kinds of things that you can do for your business. And the reason why you want to do that is because it's really nice to have different revenue streams coming in. And in 10 years, you would want to have those things in place, right? So instead of saying, "Oh, I don't know, I'm not really sure what tomorrow is going to bring," I want you to map it out, because here's the thing. In 10 years, you're going to be 10 years older. So think about that. Depending on how old you are you going to be 65? Are you going to be 75? Are you going to be 45, 55? Where will you be in 10 years? And what is it that you want your life to look like when it comes to building your business, or not building your business, but running your business? Because now 10 years from now, it should be running, right? It should be running pretty smooth and doing its things, right? And so want to make sure that you are building toward that plan, right? So, hey, if you are watching this, by the way, if you are watching this right now, please put hashtag live in the comments for me. Or if you are watching the replay, please put hashtag replay. I really, really appreciate that. It helps me and it helps others see this video so they can get this information too, because I think it's a really important topic to be talking about. So a lot of people say oh, what's your 5-year plan? And it's kind of almost like a hypothetical, right? And we don't want it to be a hypothetical, right? Because here's the scary stats. Half of small businesses fail in the first 5 years, half of them, right? And without a long-term plan, they're going to continue to struggle, right? Because you don't know what you're building toward, right? And that's the thing. You start having haphazard marketing and you don't really make a plan even just to market your business, and then you're just in this constant struggle and hustle for clients, and it's a real pain. Trust me, I know. I did it for a while. And so you don't want to do that, right? And the other thing is 70% of businesses fail within 10 years. But the more scary stat to me was how many businesses that get started, right? Somebody establishes a business, how many of them actually don't get launched? And it's a lot. It's a half or something like that. You can look up the stats, but it's a lot. Because, and why don't they get launched? Because they don't have a plan, right? They don't have a plan. So then they start doing shiny object syndrome. They're down rabbit holes. They're off the North 40 and then the South 40. They're all over the place. And then before you know it, they've spent way too much money and then they fold, right? So you don't want to be that, right? And the other thing of reasoning why you want to have a plan is because you can make it yourself burn out if you don't have a plan, because you don't have something that's methodical, right? And here's the thing. When I coach my clients, I am always coaching my clients to create systems, right? You're creating a system that is actually going to help you make your business more a set of management tasks, not all these things and it's just random and you're sitting scratching your head, I don't know what to do. You're not going to have that situation. You're going to have something reliable and repeatable that you depend on every single month to get your work done. And the beauty of having that plan and having systems, right? systems for efficiency, right? And standard operating procedures, those kinds of things. When you have those things in place and you start to scale and you can feel that you're starting to scale, you can outsource much easier because you have those things already in place. And let me tell you another thing too about standard operating procedures, because when you have a plan, part of your plan should be creating standard operating procedures for yourself, right? Efficiency systems. and standard operating procedures help you do it the same every month, so that it keeps it consistent, right? You stay consistent. And the thing is that when you delegate that and you have a standard operating procedures, then those people that are working for you can do things the same as well, right? And the beauty of all that is that standard operating procedures help to increase the value of your business. So if you are thinking that eventually you want to sell your business, get it off the ground, get it scaled, and then maybe sell it so that you can retire, fully retire, having standard operating procedures in place is going to help you raise the value of your business, because people don't want to buy a business where they don't know how to operate it, right? So the standard operating procedures are helping you operate your business, and then they help whoever buys it from you operate your business, the business. And it helps your employees when you have employees, finally, if you decide to have employees. And the biggest reason is because if you want to remain a solopreneur, having standard operating procedures is going to make you so much more efficient. It's like day and night how efficient you're going to be. And you might at first feel like it's a lot of work and everything, but man, it's that work that once you do it the one time, then you get addicted to it because it makes things so much easier for you. And then the other couple things here is when you don't have a plan, you get that revenue instability, right? And I know I went through that because I did boot camps when I first started my business. I just came across something, I was in the right place at the right time, and I launched my business, and I did boot camps for about a year, a little more than a year. I did boot camps every single month or just about. And I got tired of them, right? Because they were a lot of work, and I still was in the baby stages of my business, so it felt like a lot of work. And I was doing 5-day boot camps, and those are pretty intense in terms of the amount of work that you do, right? And so I quit doing them, and I started doing other things. Now, I'm not saying I necessarily have regrets, because I don't, because I learned a lot about my audience and how I'm different from everybody else who is in this space, right? And it really helped me a lot doing the other things that I did. I'll get into that some other time. But the idea here was that it made things unstable, right? Because I didn't have a system in place that was a repeatable system that I could do. And so when I abandoned the boot camps, I didn't do anything for a long time. I did do, I guess I'll say it, I did 1 lead magnet a month, and that was really a game changer for me, because it just made a huge difference in the amount of activity in my group, the amount of activity in my mail, how many people were subscribing, everything. It really made a huge difference in how I managed my business, and it helped me start gaining more reliable income as I transitioned back into doing system and got my system complete. And it takes some time to get the system that works for you, right? And some people, you may work with a coach that has a specific system, and maybe it doesn't sit well with you, it doesn't work well for you, or whatever. But I would urge you, if you are working with a coach and they give you systems, don't just try it once and then say it doesn't work. Try it and really lean into that, because if you don't, then you may not really get the benefit of it. Because I know that some of my clients resist using my systems at first because they feel like it's too much work. And then when we actually put them on the hot seat and we do the system with them and show them, they realize how much easier it is for doing the work and getting it done and being consistent and having a plan, and it relieves so much stress, right? and it starts to make you have more predictable income. And then the other thing too is the client dependence, right? Here's where we circle back. We circle back to the creating all those revenue streams, right? Because some of those revenue streams you want them to be passive, and I don't claim that anything is actually really passive. Nothing is. I would call it semi-passive if it's a digital product of some kind, but you're still going to have maintenance of that product, maintenance of the sales page, pricing and all those structures, and then customer service and fulfillment on that, right? So you're never going to have fully passive income. It's going to be semi-passive. Now, here's the thing. Let's go back to that 10-year plan, right? If you're my age and you're going to be in your 60s or something like that in 10 years, how much passive income or semi-passive income do you want to have? And that's really what you want to be working toward, right? Because then you've got this foundation of revenue that's coming in from digital products and things, and you can make money at will. As you grow your list, you can make money at will with your digital product because they're low price, they're low entry, low risk, that kind of thing, right? And then the idea is that as you get older, you can phase out of client work if you choose to do so, and just have your digital products working their job for you. Or maybe you don't phase out of client work, but you have fewer clients, right? And you raise your rates and you're like, I've got all these digital products out here, and now when I work with somebody, I'm going to charge more because I only have, say, 5 hours a week that I'm willing to dedicate to client work or something like that, right? And you can start slowly phasing that out. The other thing is that those digital products could help you pay for a virtual assistant or somebody who is going to do the maintenance work of all of those digital products, right? So that's why that 10-year plan comes into place, right? Because if you think about a 10-year plan, it's not just a bunch of words, right? I want you to think about it as a blueprint where you actually have little pieces, and it's like a puzzle, but not really a puzzle. It's more like a flow chart, right? And you've got these things and you're trying to plug in those pieces that make your business, right? And so if you look at that 10-year plan, start with the revenue streams. What revenue streams do you want to have in place so that you can live the life you want? And so you may have to look at, what is the life you want? How many hours do you want to be working? Do you want to have a VA or not have a VA? And I know a lot of solopreneurs say, oh, I don't want to have a headache of having a VA and all that. I don't want to deal with that. But the thing is that if you truly want freedom and you want sustainable growth, eventually hiring a virtual assistant is going to take so much off your plate. So the first several years of your business is going to be putting processes in place, putting efficiency systems in place, and documenting that and getting roles and responsibilities ready so that when you are ready to hire, you know what it is. And I want to tell you a mistake that I made way back when I first hired my first VA, and actually a few of them was I got self-conscious that because I have things like I have systems that I create and they're documented, right? And these systems are documented, and we document our monthly campaigns are documented every month. And when I wanted to do that with my first VA, she kind of balked at it. Oh, it just seems like a lot of work, and she was doing the same thing. And I let her reaction affect how I managed my business, and I didn't push it using that thing. And so what happened? Haphazard market, unpredictable, didn't know what was going on. I was completely disconnected from my own content. It was really no fun. And so I want to really stress that having that system in place is going to help you, because as you move up and promote yourself to the CEO of your business, see, right now you're wearing all those hats, right? You're the CEO, and you're the content creator, and you're the bookkeeper, and you're the Canva designer person, and you're the copywriter, and you name it, you're doing it, right? And as you get further down the road, you want to be sort of promoting yourself, right? And let go of the things that are lower skill, high labor, or high skill and low labor. And get that off your plate, because then you're going to be much more efficient and you'll be able to focus on the more CEO types of things. And Sabri Subi, he wrote the, what's it called? Sell Like Crazy. It's the book called Sell Like Crazy. He says in there that as the CEO of your business, you need to have time set aside for plotting and scheming. And I love that. I love that vision, because you really do. You can't, not all your work as a CEO is putting pen to paper or typing up something, or a lot of it is idea formation and whiteboarding and planning and plotting and scheming, and it really is, right? Because you're the visionary, right? You're the visionary. And so make sure that you don't ever give that power away and let somebody who works for you become the visionary. Because they are not the visionary of your business, and you're not going to be happy because they're going to want to do it how they think it should be done. And then that might not jive with your values or with your way of doing business, or it might even pull you away from what your secret sauce is, right? And you don't want that to happen. So that's what we're really looking at, is we just have these problems, right? If we don't create that 10-year plan. I like a 10-year plan, because 5 years is like, I've been in business 5 years now. And if I had a plan where would I be here right now? Yeah, some things I would be right here now. Some things not, right? Some things are like, I didn't even think about that I would be doing. And you don't want to, it's almost like it's not enough time, right? Remember how many businesses fail before the 5-year mark? Your goal is to get past that 5-year mark, right? And get to the place where now the plane is off the ground and it's in cruise, right? It's in cruise. And that's where that plan comes along. And so the more you plan, the more you formalize your business, the more structure you give your business, right? And the structure is where you are going to thrive. And I'm not saying structure like rules on how you do everything. I'm saying structure in terms of boundaries, right? You're setting boundaries for your business. One is the scope of your business. What things are you going to specialize in and cover, right? So the scope. And then when you're able to structure the scope of your business, then you can really structure the focus of your work every single time, right? And you know me, I have my time management thing. If you haven't ever gotten my Take Charge of Your Time freebie out there, it's at thescrumshop.com/time. And it's a really good one for you to start blocking out time to do specific things. And so the idea is that you block out time for your projects, right? For project work, not just blocking out time to randomly work on your business. You block out time and you're going to do something very specific during that time. It's just like if you think about, if you've ever worked in corporate or wherever, you're working on a project, right? And you go to a meeting. Well, when you go to that meeting isn't going to be like, oh, we're just talking about everything. You're going to be focused on one project that you're working on. And you might have 5 or 6 projects you're a part of, right? But you're going to focus your time and effort and energy on that one project for that hour of that meeting. Same thing with your desk, right? You've got to have that time at your desk to implement your ideas. And you implement your ideas by creating projects and then breaking that project down into tasks that are manageable. And then you can methodically map out your project and your timeline, and then you get more predictable in terms of everything, in terms of when you deliver stuff, how you estimate and plan. That's one of the things I teach in the Take Charge of Your Biz course, is how to estimate, because estimating is really hard, and you can be delayed on a project for months. In fact, I just found that out because I was in a newish arena of doing a project that I had, and it was a new type of project, and I wasn't sure how to estimate my time. Well, now I know, but my project is delayed because I didn't really know how to predict it. It's not really delayed. That's not true. It's not delayed. It's just that the deadline that I thought we would meet wasn't even possible because I didn't even know how to estimate what we were doing. So you see what I'm saying? So that's why the planning is really super important, and then learning how to estimate, learning how to break things down into estimatable tasks. That's huge right there. Being able to break it down from something complex into the pieces, right? And that's one of the reasons why having a coach like myself who understands project management and understands the tools, been around the game for a long time, I know what pieces you need to put in place, right? And so if you don't know what pieces need to be put in place for having a high converting website, for example, build a high converting website. That's your project. Well, how the heck do you do that, right? That's why you want to work with a coach who, like myself, who knows what you need to do, what you need to put in place, and how you need to create that website so that it converts. And that's the idea. That's really it in a nutshell, is your 10-year plan gets broken down into small projects, and those projects get prioritized, and then you start implementing those projects, and you're just filling in all the little pieces of that 10-year plan. And in 10 years, you have all those things there, and everything's running, and it's running smoothly because you worked toward creating efficiency systems and standard operating procedures for every single thing that you've done. And so now you run it like a management system rather than haphazard, sloppy, inconsistent, and walking away from your business for months and then coming back to it and then walking away for months again because you get discouraged and burned out, right? You don't want to do that. This is no lie, for the last 5 years, I have been going live in my Facebook group once a week, almost without breaks for the last 5 years. Well, do you know how, by being consistent like that, do you know how much content I have created for my audience? How much content I have on my YouTube channel because of that? Because we repurpose and we do all that stuff. That's the idea, right? Is you want to get really, really consistent with things. And it's hard to think about going live once a week in your group when you don't even have a website yet, right? And so that's why you got to know how to prioritize and estimate and know the order of things, right? So that being said, I have a blueprint that will help you get your business up and running in 90 days. If you have not created your website yet and you are just thinking about starting, please talk to me, shoot me a DM, or put the word system in the comments there, and I will actually put the word blueprint, either system or blueprint, and I'll get back to you. I'm all confusing you now. I was like, what should we do? System or blueprint, because that blueprint that you have, it makes it so much easier for you to implement, and then having support through the process helps you implement faster, right? And so if you are not afraid of work, not walking away from your business, if you're really serious about doing it, because you got to be careful with this program, because once you do it, you are in business. You will have your first client, and you are a business owner. You can't just walk away for months at a time. Right? Later down the road, when you have somebody working for you, people working for you, and your systems in place and all that stuff, you could walk away and go on vacation for a while because your business can run without you, right? But you got to get there, and you got to get it up and running. And if you're a solopreneur, that can be an immense task, and it might be what's overwhelming you and making you procrastinate and keeping you from realizing what your dream is. So talk with me, put blueprint in the comments, and I will share with you the system that absolutely works, and it's rapid. In 90 days, starting from scratch, you can have a business and you can have your first client. All right, so what are you going to do? You're going to make that 10-year plan, and you're going to start with what you want your life to look like in 10 years. So I want you to really, truly think about, how old will you be in 10 years? If you've got kids in the house now, how old will they be? Will they be gone? Will they be grown? That makes a difference in what that life is going to look like in 10 years, right? So don't think about your current circumstances and your current situation as what it's going to be in 10 years, because it could be drastically different, right? And kids could be grown, maybe maybe they're in college, those kinds of things, or maybe they're completely grown and maybe you're going to be 70 or whatever. If this is a second career for you, that might be a reality, right? What do you want to be doing at 70 years old when your business is 10 years old? That's where you start. And then let's block out the whole blueprint for you, and then let's get that business built. And I have the 90-day plan to get you started. For the first part, get your business stood up and get that first paying client. All right, I hope that helps. Also, the sneak peek, we are putting together, I am in the process of rebranding. I'm opening up a new domain, CherylTexera.com, because I've got these two brands and I'm kind of trying to consolidate, and it's a long story, but I'm kind of going there. So you're going to see a lot of changes. You're going to see color changes, a lot of stuff going on, but don't worry, even with all the dust, we're still in full operation and doing our thing. So that being said, I have a new lead magnet coming up that you can get access to. And right now I just have it's launched, but it's not really, everything's not ready. We're working out the bugs. We're just getting the finishing touches on it. So until then, you can get on the list. Hang on, let me see. You can get on the list, so you will get a reminder in your email. So just use this link right here and get on my list so that you can get my new freebie. It is called Rise Above the Rest, 7 Tactics to Dominate Your Industry. And I think it's going to be something that you will want to have. It's a great little guide that is going to really help you see things from that more of an operations standpoint of your business, because really one of the biggest reasons why people fail is they cannot get the operations down. And so they're haphazard. They don't get enough clients because they're haphazard marketing. They're not consistent. They're just grasping at straws, and they're just not having a plan. And that is the critical piece that's going to make the difference. So that's the idea with this, is to help you understand how to get out of overwhelm, quit worrying about imposter syndrome and all those things, and just really focus on getting the work done and getting your environment set up so that you are ready for success and you're ready for full-on operations of your business. All right, you guys, I hope that helps. Definitely get on my list to get my new freebie, and I will see you in the comments. Thanks. Bye.